Or what is it that makes some guys want to get in fights?
I don't know. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's just maybe it's like an ego thing.
Yeah.
I think the ego part of it,
which I don't have.
Too, like some, people can be jealous. So you know what I mean?
Yes,
they might be jealous of you. Don't have.
I'm just kidding.
But no, it's true. I think people really get jealous of people somewhat in a way, and it's like I think Cowboy will tell you,
right?
Cowboy's in a bar, some random guy that's not very smart is going to go up there and probably bow up to him,
right?
Like that's the last dude you want to bow up.
He does. Right? He did say that happens often.
That's happened to us a lot too in the bull riding world back in our day, because we'd be at the bars all the time back in the day, and it'd be like everybody wants a little piece of something. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that ain't a very good idea.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking a lot here.
No, that's the point.
I'll tell you a good story about one time we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we walk in this bar, like just got down to the bull riding. Everybody's still sober. We're just got down to the bull riding, and we're rolling in there. It's me, McBride, Corey Rash, J-Dub, good crew, bull riders, legit hands.
Yeah.
We walk in there, and this dude in there is 300 pounds and probably almost 7 foot, like 6'8" or something. Huge monster, looks like a power lifter or like whatever. He's just big, but he's drunk, and he's with his crew, and we just walk in there. We're just going up there to go get us a beer, and we're just standing around, and he looked back at us like all these cowboys walk up in here in the bar, and he slips and flips Corey Rash's hat off his head.
Ooh.
And Corey's like, what the hell's going on? He grabs his hat, puts it back on. He does the same to me, comes to me, tops my hat off my head. And I'm like, hey, man, what the? And I wasn't even mad about it. It was weird. Maybe we had a good night in bull riding that night. I don't know. But it was a good problem that I wasn't mad. I was like, this guy is a monster.
Yeah.
A monster. And he's strong looking too, like serious. Well, he does it to me, and then J-Dub tells him, he says, don't you dare flip a cowboy's hat off his head. And that dude kind of like, kind of whatever, and he kind of act like he wasn't going to do much, and kind of turn around, and then come back around, turn around and flip J-Dub's hat off. Proper.
Yeah.
Bam. And I mean, it was like a cur dog on a hog, man. I'm telling you, less rodeo. Like J-Dub. Like, I love J-Dub to death. He's like a brother of mine, and he might be aggravated I tell this story, but I love it more than anything because that's when I saw the real J-Dub. And he rolled to this monster of a guy. I'm talking monster.
Yeah. And
he goes to him like wide ass open. And this guy don't know what hit him. And it's coming. It's coming from every direction. And then his buddies are in it, and he's in it, and he starts slinging dudes around, slinging J-Dub around off it. And by that time, I'm in it. And then and Corey Rash is in it, and Justin's in it. And we're all right in the middle of this deal. And there's 2 or 3 of his buddies, but this one huge monster, man, he's getting it. And by the end of it, he may or may not have had half his ear gone.
Dang.
And so they bouncers all kicked everybody out, right?
Yeah.
Let all us cowboys back in because they kind of saw everything was going down. So we're pumped. We're all right. We're kind of bloody and messed up. Our hats are misshaped, whatever, but we get done with all that, and we turn around and kind of look outside there. The cops show up, and we're thinking, oh, we're in trouble now.
Yeah.
But the bouncers let us back in the bar, so we're good.
Yeah.
Well, we look out there, and them cops are going to this guy. You know, this guy's not very happy about the situation now. We pissed him off after we whooped his ass.
Right.
And now he's really mad, and now he's out there fighting the cops.
Oh,
and now the cops they finally just take him down finally after a long little bit. But he went to quite a few cops too. And it was like, well, there we go, boys.
Glad the cops showed up.
I was happy the cops showed up. Yeah. But we were serious about it right there.
Yeah.
And it was one of them deals, man. And it was something that's true. It's like you don't jack with a cowboy's hat.
Right.
I'm surprised that I didn't go to his ass at the frame of mind I was in. I guess I was just so happy to be there and everything was going to be all happy-go-lucky. But J-Dub wasn't. He wasn't putting up with he wasn't putting up with none of that.
Golly. Yeah, there's kind of I guess there's a little bit of a playful attitude that someone may approach you with, and they're just completely oblivious to the hat rule, and they may want to and they may want, and maybe they just forget in the moment of just the private bubble that some people may have. I don't know. I could see situations where you might just let it slide and be like, hey, this isn't kosher, give that back.
Right.
But then some people, and I could see JW being one of those, especially maybe back in his heyday, where it's just like, hey, whether you're ignorant to the rule or you're trying to actually start something, it makes no matter to me.
Absolutely. And that's the deal too. It's like when you're in the frame of mind too, whatever whatever his frame of mind was that night. Maybe he got his ass bucked off earlier that night. Maybe we all won something, so we were all happy, but he wasn't.
Right.
And maybe he related that into that big monster in the bar wanting some of him. That's a bad idea.
I was talking to Cowboy because he told me, and people listening to this have heard me say it, but it fascinates me. I asked him one time just in passing how many street fights he had been in. And he was like, I don't know, a couple hundred. Like he just, and I was like, okay, well maybe he just means a lot. Well then, fast forward sometime later, in conversation, he told me that he had been arrested 49 times.
Right.
Handcuffed, booked, taken in 49 times. One of them was for evading arrest on a motorcycle. The other 48 were for fighting.
Right.
Because he had to write every one down because something about when he was in Canada. And so he just remembered. Anyways, whatever. So that made me think, okay, if you got arrested 1 out of 4 times, that is 200. Because how many fights you been in that you hadn't been arrested? Like the one you just told. Y'all didn't get arrested.
Right. And so, but I've been arrested a couple of times too.
There you go.
2 or 3 times for fighting, which I'm not very proud of it.
Right.
But I swear I've learned from my mistakes, and it's like, man, I got arrested in Gainesville one year at J-Dub's bull riding for fighting. We had that camera crew with us again. Great scenario. We're having a great time, and all the locals were like that egotistical kind of people that didn't want to. We come into the little local shop, and we had a big old like Ed TV, like we had following J-Dub around, and me and Justin, and everybody was around, and the locals didn't like that BS. They didn't like that BS. I reckon they were some kind of bronchial, kind of local, kind of want to be cowboy guys, and pretty big, and it got real. It got real, and they got outside again too, and it was real, and I mean McBride was getting them. McBride ain't scared to get after it neither. And it was good. I hit. We're in a brawl. Like it's on camera. We're in a brawl with these dudes, and I turn around, and one of J-Dub's buddies from his little hometown is coming in there to help, and I turned around and punched him on accident. He was on my team. And that was part of the brawl that was going on. They got it on film.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was funny.
Did you know immediately?
Not a clue. I didn't. We were fighting everybody like them.
I got that
gorilla. One. But like it was on. Like, and McBride went to this big old boy that looked like a big, strong, kind of dark, heavy-looking guy. And the first thing he did to him was kind of like fake up like high and took him down low like a wrestler that he does, and then just get up on him and get after him. And we were going to some guys there in the parking lot that ended up being in the parking lot, and I accidentally hit one of J-Dub's buddies on my team. So, but it was all on film. We laughed about it. You can hear him say something while he's going down, like that was a good one, Ross, or something. Ross, no, wrong guy.
That's hilarious.
No, but it's funny that I love talking these old re-ride fight stories. That's good.
Yeah.
It was like the best part is the crew I got to be around and the guys that were in with it too. It wasn't like we're out looking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but if it found us anywhere, we're the first ones to jump on top of it.
Yeah.
I do remember going to jail that night in Gainesville. And I come out of there. Yeah. And this J-Dub's big bull riding in town is supposed to be a proper deal. earlier that night, I'll tell you a little more story. My buddies and stuff, we took a limousine to the mayor's house.
Ooh.
And we go to the mayor's house, and we're having a great time. And
You
all
got the
this
key
good
to the
stuff. Well,
city.
the key to the city. J-Dub has the key to the city there. And then we go in there, and we all show up in there. And we're hot stuff, in our limousines and all that. Well, Corey Rash and my other buddy Deuce were in that limo. The dude that the driver gets out to open the door for us, right? Well, Corey and Deuce, they jump through the window and jump in the driver's seat and steal the limo as the driver trying to let us out. They took the limo around the block, 4 or 5 blocks.
Dang.
Just wild, crazy wild stuff. So that we're sitting there, the guys that did get out were sitting there with the limo driver. And the limo driver's like, "What'd you steal my limo for?" I'm like, "Well, ask them."
Yeah, I'm standing here with you. You think this was the plan?
That was the start of it. And the mayor had a big party for us, and it was all good. And then we go out there and we go to the bar late night afterwards, probably in that limo and our TV crew thinking we're all cool and getting a big old brawl. And then you notice, guess what notice next? I'm getting my ass handed to me by police officers, and I'm cuffed and stuffed.
So, note to self, keys to the city don't necessarily work on cuffs and jail cells.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Those are different keys.
I get to the jail, and the gals that are working there are fans of bull riding and all this, so they knew who I was. Long story short, I get out the next morning. Finally, they come pick me up out of jail, and they're filming me as I'm getting out of jail. Now I'm pissed off for real.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't having that. Like, I don't, like all these TV, everybody's got TV on them now with these cell phones, but back in the day, it was just every now and then, but I wasn't very happy about myself then.
Yeah.
And then I'll get back there and get ready for the bull riding that night now, right? This is the night before. This is how stupid we were back in our heyday.
Yeah.
We'd go out partying the night before we'd go ride. Not smart. We get to the bull riding, though. You know that feeling you get when you get to the bull riding and everybody's kind of looking at you, kind of knowing that they're probably kind of giggling at you, or kind of like knowing that you were
the butt of the joke?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was me. My elbow was tore up, sored up, and my hand was probably mangled, and you know how that goes.
Right.
So I had to go ride that day, and long story short, I was not very proud of myself.
Dang.
But, Cody Lambert and Ty and Tuff and the crew are there, and they're all just asking me about it, kind of joking at me about it and all this, and it's like, I wasn't very, you live and you learn, I got to learn the hard way sometimes.
Right.
And I've definitely learned my lesson in that world.
Yeah. So, was there I guess maybe like a certain level of trust in someone's capability to maybe handle themselves in a fight if you had watched them handle themselves on a bull? I guess are the two synonymous? Absolutely.
We talk about it all. Me and Andrew Alvidrez is one of my bull riders on my team. We talk about it all the time. It's like so if you're in the middle of a fight, like if you're focused and you've got your muscle memory and things going your way, and if they aren't going your way, you got counter moves, and if you got to figure something out to go ahead and get the job done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same in bull riding.
Yeah, in
my opinion, we talk about it a lot because Andrew's a little fighter. He's a little boxer, and he's tough, and he's awesome. He's an awesome bull rider, and I've wrestled around with him plenty, and he is dirty tough.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something we kind of can relate to a little bit. If you're comfortable in that scenario, I feel like you're comfortable when you run in a 1,800-pound hooking ass mean bucking dude.
Yeah,
and then it's like, okay, this is normal.
Right.
Well, you take Cowboy Cerrone or some random Tim Kennedy, and you run in Man-Hater or some big hooking mean bucker out of nowhere, shoot fighter or whatever, and they're going to go to that bull, whether it's shoot procedure or bull riding in general, one that's going to jump and kick and crack them and bring it, they're going to be uncomfortable in a way. So if you can somehow relate that bull riding world into focus and controlled chaos of focus and knowing where you're at and going to know that you got to go psycho and you got to go hard at times.
Yeah.
When you need to. Cody Lambert says it perfectly. It's a dance. Bull riding's a dance. but right in the middle of the dance, there might be a fight breaks out.
Yeah.
Right. And so you better be ready to fight. That's what
Yeah.
we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so true. But you got to be under control with muscle memory.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I love watching like Cowboy fight and seeing what he's done, and the UFC guys and the preparation and the work ethic. Those guys are for real.
Yeah.
And when they close that gate behind them, and it's just that whoever, Cowboy Cerrone and Conor McGregor, whoever, it's like, let's see it now. And then it's time to play rodeo.